Hi. Jake Peralta.
I'm breaking down Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode by episode. Here's 99 things you missed in Season 1, Episode 7, 48 Hours.
Hey, Captain.
Like Captain Crunch.
To be fair, Captain Crunch was a war hero.
Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch canonically served in the Navy during both World Wars alongside President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and him being
the primary male role model in my house growing up.
Is the first mention of Jake's long-standing daddy issues. If his abandonment issues weren't bad enough already, these extras disappear behind Jake between cuts.
You know that jewelry store robbery down by Grand Army Plaza?
Grand Army Plaza is yet another real Brooklyn location.
I know who did it. He just got out and the crime scene matches his MO perfectly.
This is once again CBS's New York Street backlot. It's the exact same location as the bank from the last episode, but with two new fictionally branded storefronts. Both Prospect Park and 9th Street are real locations that are next to each other in the precinct. However, this doesn't match Jake's earlier location of Grand Army Plaza that well.
Male suspect, 5'9".
Wearing a black ski mask.
Yeah, exactly. How'd you know?
None of the bars above Officer Varga's badge are distributed by the NYPD. The only one I could find an origin for is the top one, which is either from the Montgomery or Los Angeles police departments.
Well, let's see what kind of physical evidence they turn up, and then we can talk arrest.
Actually, that is Dustin Whitman.
Whitman is played by actor, designer, and rapper Scott Muscudi. His work under the alias Kid Cudi saw him become the only artist to receive a 0 and 10 album rating from notable music nerd Anthony Fantano.
You already arrested him.
Hey look, it's Grand Army Plaza.
By law, we have 48 hours to find that evidence, so we have to let him go.
The standard amount of time police can hold a suspect without charging them is 24 hours. But in severe cases such as this, the time is doubled.
You just started the clock.
Whoa, Detective Santiago.
Your finished Raby is once again written on this whiteboard. After its first appearance in episode 2, someone pointed out that the incorrect spelling and grammar could point to it being written by Sergio Mendar, as his grammar was a notable point of contention with Amy, who would have been pursuing him with Rosa at this point.
Well, I think you look... Sorry, that was supposed to be a cat call. I don't know how this works.
Clearly not, as the phone isn't even on.
We have the next 48 hours to fix his mistake.
It's the whiteboard from the pilot. After it disappeared for a few episodes, I thought it had been erased, so seeing it here felt like bumping into an old friend.
What evidence did you have when you arrested this guy?
Pretty ironclad stuff.
Dustin is perusing an issue of Street Scene from December 1995, and the folding section of the newsstand moves between cuts.
If it isn't Jake Peralta.
That's it, you're under arrest!
Cancel your plans. We're here until this is over.
Damn it, Peralta.
The guy throwing this ball of foil isn't framed very briefly and looks to be a member of the crew.
I know everyone's mad at Peralta for ruining their weekend.
What?
That was it.
Not only is the regular briefing room whiteboard absent, but the crest behind Holt looks to be printed over the gap between these doors. These last few details make me think this is the episode that was meant to precede the first Halloween heist, and was only switched out so it would air closer to October 31st.
I was just demonstrating for Detective Peralta what a fact is.
A deleted scene shows a line was cut here that I'm gonna assume was improvised.
Very helpful. Thank you, sir.
Terry, you just pulled 2 doubles. You must be tired.
This cabinet has a missing poster for a mug with some very apathetic graffiti.
Why would you think I was tired?
While most of the brands are hidden like usual, this cereal behind Terry has this identifiable Crunchy Nut Cornflakes tagline in clear view. After looking into this, I can confirm that weirder stuff has been done by people while asleep, so it wouldn't surprise me if this could actually happen. And this extra has a lot of the same ribbons as Holt, but actually has them in the correct order.
I ended up doing 25 minutes of sleep chin-ups on muscle memory alone.
Another graffitied sign. This one asks officers to keep the kitchen area clean and has been met with this witty retort. And no, I'm not adding this counter to the counter.
Tired Terry still gets after it. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Gina, can you order food for us at the Flatbush Diner? They make the best pies in New York City.
Flatbush Avenue is yet another actual Brooklyn street name and is home to the deli exterior from the pilots. And when the camera cuts to Gina, she fittingly has a pie chart behind her.
The best pie in the city's at Crest.
Wrong. Ignorant and wrong.
I've seen this line pointed out as an example of early seasons Rosa having a higher pitched voice. Stephanie Beatriz revealed she actually auditioned with a deeper delivery due to wearing her voice down teaching workout classes. Upon starting the show and recovering her voice, she struggled to achieve the same tone. Over time though, she perfected it, to the point that some fans are surprised to learn this isn't her actual voice.
You think you can just bully people?
Next to the pie chart is a child's drawing thanking the 9-9 for catching the bad guys. The post that I talked about last time has been moved to the back of the monitor. Next to the model of the Chrysler building, I mistakenly called the Empire State.
Boyle, you're always blogging on that foodie website. Which pie's better?
This scene initially played out slightly differently as shown in this deleted version. It also had chyrons that are more reminiscent of the other ones seen in the show.
I haven't been either place yet.
Planning your strategy?
Make some funny faces while I'm in there. I want to see if I can tell.
I didn't do anything, Joke.
The two-way glass doesn't work well enough to stop Jake locking eyes with the camera.
You in prison. Me meeting Regis Philbin.
Regis Philbin was an American TV personality who was widely considered to be the hardest working man in show business. More relevant, however, is his daughter JJ, who is married to the show's co-creator Michael Schur.
You still in prison, me at Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain is a real-life Disneyland ride, but from what I can tell, it doesn't have this color scheme, so Jake is a filthy liar.
I got all the time in the world.
No, you actually have 48 hours.
Nah. So,
The Floorgasm poster on the fridge has "Join Us" written on it, which I'm guessing is Gina's attempt at recruiting talent. And Hitchcock is looking at the generically named candidate resource booklet.
coffee's on me.
Rise and shine, detectives, rise and shine.
Them sleeping at their desk like this doesn't make much sense, considering we later learn there is a dedicated team for the night shift. The sticker on his lamp clearly wasn't enough, as the folder behind Jake also reminds him of his status as the #1 detective. Jake also falls asleep wearing his tie, which reads to me as him desperately trying not to piss off Holt anymore.
How long were we asleep?
The basketball he's using as a pillow has been on his desk since the pilot.
Just long enough for me to squeeze in a quick workout.
The uniformed officer behind Terry seems very set on covering her face while she sits up.
I can't believe you live nearby and you won't let anyone crash at your place.
You people already know too much about me.
She could have used her left hand, but the complete absence of movement makes me think Rosa's glasses just disappeared instead of her actually taking them off.
Is that a nightgown?
It's a t-shirt for my fat phase.
This is the second mention of Terry's fat phase and has thus summoned the counter. The first one was in the pilot and allows me to correct the Terry third-person counter.
They called me Terry Titties. A lot of fat guy clothes have racist overtones.
For some reason, this shirt uses the same font as Red Dead Redemption. And I'm not picking this as its own detail, but I just find it funny. Brooklyn Nine-Nine ran 3 times longer than the Confederacy existed.
I know you're all tired, but don't forget why we're here.
Because we're dedicated detectives.
It's because Peralta jumped the gun.
Yep.
Holt's use of "jump the gun" contrasts his attitude from episode 4.
I hate cliches.
I'm gonna go take another crack at Whitman.
What are you gonna do? Annoy him into talking?
Ha ha.
While this is unorthodox, I don't think it's necessarily illegal. If it caused Whitman to confess, the testimony would likely be inadmissible. But it could be argued that Jake's performance is akin to making the room uncomfortably cold or invading his personal space, both of which are actual sanctioned interrogation techniques. And while Jake is playing a correct open G chord, this guitar sounds out of tune.
Didn't work.
The chirons used in this episode use the same font and background color as those seen in most establishing shots, but they have a tendency to stay on screen through cuts and disappear without any kind of transition.
Hey, Captain. Will you please let everyone else go? Charles hasn't tried to high-five me all morning.
Yes, I've taken the brunt of that.
Kitchen buds.
The whiteboard behind Kitchen Bud number 2 has a shopping list and a potluck reminder, which might be its most appropriate use yet.
We have a better shot with everyone on it.
Holt's miniature Empire State has gained its own tape-supported King Kong that matches the one atop Jake's monitor.
Fine, will you at least tell Hitchcock to go home? His mouth smells like rotten trout milk.
Is there such a thing?
Trouts technically can lactate, but only during periods of high stress to rapidly clear lactic acid from their muscles. There is also a site that sells trout milk-themed merchandise, but unfortunately it's all sold out. This way of describing terrible odors is actually a recurring thing for Jake.
Bad mayo, 3-day-old macaroni salad. I'm just telling you what it smells like.
Get out.
Terry looks to be walking into Holt's office, which makes me think a different scene was meant to follow this one. On top of this, the actual next scene involves Jake being in a different place and time, while the show usually cuts back and forth between A and B plots to avoid this.
Well, saved you from another lame internet date with some lame guy named Dirk or Margarine.
Not only has margarine actually been used as a name, but in researching I found out that the person who invented margarine had the first name Hippolyte. And I assumed Dirk was included to poke fun at Hitchcock's actor Dirk Blocker.
Is it Luke Mueller?
How did you do that?
Well, you only have one friend, Kylie.
Jake's taskbar looks to have a case file open dated September 7th, 2013, which is just 10 days before the show's pilot first aired. There's a map open behind Jake's generic browser. From what I can tell, it's just southeast of Randall's Island, which also featured in Gina's map section from episode 6. Whoever made this count smartly left the profile picture blank to allow for any actor being used if Kylie made a cameo appearance in a future episode.
Goatee, Tasmanian devil tattoo, goatee.
This guy doesn't have any visible tattoos, let alone one of the Tasmanian devils, so unless he checked his full profile in 6 seconds of searching, Jake just lied for no reason.
Leaving Luke as the only viable option.
Luke's header is of Lake Tahoe in California, and he is listed as a football stadium designer.
He's nice.
Jake's arms cross and uncross between camera cuts.
Where's he taking you?
Dinner and a movie.
For me, cheap dinner, watch basketball, bone down. Hello.
What are you doing? Holt said he didn't have to come in here.
The person leaving the break room behind Charles has the same outfit him and Amy both accidentally show up wearing in a later episode.
I brought 2 pies. Charles could try them and tell us which one is better. How fun is that?
So fun.
The lighting in the bullpen is much brighter when we cut to Terry and Holt's office. I'm pretty sure this is due to it being the rearranged scene I talked about earlier.
I've got to use overtime forms for you to...
Are you stifling a yawn? Go home.
Use your glasses? Mm-hmm. Wow, you are blind.
This line is apparently a nod to Andy Samberg's wife, Joanna Newsom, as she apparently did something identical on their first date.
You're a blind cop. How's there not been a made-for-TV movie about your struggles?
Give those back.
There is actually a movie called Blind Cop that received a critically acclaimed sequel just this year.
Wait a minute. I got Whitman. Dead to rights.
I can still make my date?
Throw your glasses in the garbage, then get laser surgery, then recuperate, and she left the room.
Amy clearly ignored the piece of paper that just says don't move, and below it is an advertisement for the 9-9's family picnic.
6 out of 12.
Out of 12, why?
Salty, sweet, sour, bitter, umami, odor, sound.
Sound.
Charles does only list 7 components, but that could be because Gina cut him off. When the camera cuts, both Hitchcock and Scully lock in on the pie tasting so hard that the extras in the background change. Charles has gained a Russian doll to decorate his desk.
Oh, wow. What's this?
This uniformed officer stays in the same place despite time passing while Terry talks.
Pie taste test. It's over. I won.
You can't just have one guy try one pie from each place. We gonna be here a while.
Did Whitman talk?
Can't ask him any more questions till we find his lawyer.
Oh, come on.
This pie is definitely there before she sits down. Better Call Saul fans will know that this happens in that show too, but for very different reasons. Take that as your Better Watch TV mentioned for this episode.
Another one for crust.
This is our first episode without a Jake and Amy scoreboard update, so in place of that, we get this one. On top of the squad, 3 perps, 2 homeless guys, and Casey are listed. This likely refers to the elusive detective Casey Cook. Other than his nameplate on the desk neighboring Rosa's, he never appears. It's not confirmed who Casey actually is, but my guess is this guy, as he's in the background of pretty much every episode and could actually be seen using this desk going forward.
I'm just glad I keep a toothbrush here.
Hey, can I borrow it?
That's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
You caught a guy with a bag of human ears.
Thankfully, no ear collectors actually exist in Brooklyn. The closest I could find was a cannibalism case in South Africa that, again, probably put me on a watch list, so subscribe if you haven't already before the police knock at my door asking why I was searching for ear collectors on Google.
Bring out the meringue.
There is no column on this chart for meringues, but then again, both chocolate and cocoa are listed, so it could probably just replace one of them.
Look, it's impossible to make you leave, but you do have to sleep, and that's an order.
Sir, can't sleep without my whale songs.
Not only was he sleeping earlier, but next season we also see him sound asleep without any whale songs. Albeit when he's so sedated, he falls asleep on top of Jake.
My brother-in-law's in town, and we do not get along.
Terry has Lipton iced tea and halal brand pickles, but frankly, a disturbing lack of yogurt.
I can do it.
This is the first appearance of Zeke, who is played by Jamal Duff. Like his brother-in-law, he is a former NFL player who transitioned into acting, with some of his appearances including Better Call Saul and The Marine. Despite Terry Crews being 6'2", he dwarfs him at a staggering... again? How does this keep happening?
Tiny Terry loves his pickles.
Are you the idiot that made a Friday night arrest?
Whitman's lawyer is played by Andrew Friedman, who is our third It's Always Sunny alum, as he played Uncle Jack, who also had a legal background.
I was in the Poconos with my wife. You ruined my entire weekend.
This refers to a range of mountains in Pennsylvania. They're mentioned later in this show and also in It's Always Sunny.
I think we should head up to higher ground, get to the Poconos.
He was at Torque. It's a nightclub in Cape May, New Jersey. All night.
This is an odd choice of location, as Cape May has no actual nightclubs.
Think I'm gonna waste 6 hours driving to the Jersey Shore and back on some fake alibi?
And a 6-hour round trip from Brooklyn to Cape May is accurate.
Let's follow up on this alibi.
You heard him, Scully. Hit the road.
Like Terry, Scully has a piggy bank on his desk.
I'm happy to go. I love the saltwater taffy down there.
Can you make copies of these warrant requests for me?
I'm not your secretary.
You're everyone's secretary.
This is our clearest look yet at this very over-the-top reminder to attend safety meetings.
The Flatbush Diner pie is awful.
Thank you.
It's just, I want Rosa to like me.
This laptop looks to be a 2013 MacBook Pro that has a legally distinct telephone to cover the Apple logo. And the whiteboard behind them has repeating mugshots, blurry map segments, and this sheet we also saw on the side of Jake's desk.
Nothing. Oh, wait. This guy.
Gotcha.
Ugh, it's not him.
Hey, guys.
Amy's watch looks to be at 4:50 p.m., which pretty much matches the 7-hour time skip since the last clock at 10:15. It being a gap of 7 hours also gives an hour of wiggle room for Scully to search for saltwater taffy. It might not be intentional, but if it is, that's very solid work from the props team.
Whitman's alibi checked out. Sorry, it's on me.
No, Detective Scully, it's on Peralta.
That's on Santiago. I called Handsome Luke, and he wants to go out with you tonight.
Thanks, Peralta.
I know everything about everyone. Hitchcock went bald at 15.
I find this hard to believe, as in a future episode we see a younger version of Hitchcock fighting crime with a full head of hair.
Charles has a bike with a little basket on the front, and Rosa has a shower in her apartment. I think. I got nothing on her.
Good.
As suggested, here is the updated list of everything we know about Rosa's life.
I guess we did just spend 48 hours locked in here together.
Holy crap.
What?
Whitman's lawyer having his hands in his pockets is yet another odd crossover with Sonny, as his character is very openly insecure about his hands.
Are those fake hands? No. What are those? Fake hands?
It's you and your old cellmate, Marcus Cole.
Whitman's cellmate has the same fictional baseball logo from his beanie tattooed on his forearm.
The two of you planned this together in prison.
As someone pointed out last episode, Holt now has Pride-themed binders.
He pulled off the robbery,
You split the loot. I can't believe he caught us! Of course he did! Peralta is the best!
You got anything else to say?
I was initially unsure if this evidence would be as damning as they make it out to be, but I guess the unique MO and clear connection between Cole and Whitman would be enough to, at the very least, dodge the wrongful arrest lawsuit. Next to this out of order sign on the water fountain, we can see the definition of Occam's razor. It appearing in this episode specifically is very silly to me, as the resolution is not the most straightforward outcome at all.
This is the best pie in New York City.
You just graduated pie school, bitches. Sorry I said bitches, I'm just really worked up.
Charles is the first in the show to swear. This is allowed in moderation under PG-13 ratings as long as nobody says fuck. Do not, under any circumstances, say There's 2 trophies on Hitchcock's desk, and this extra in the mustard shirt teleports just behind Holt when the camera cuts to him.
I'll cover 1 shift each for all of you.
Good.
Except Santiago.
What?
I got you your date back.
Dust jockey, huh? You just sit here, eat your pickles. Actually, I don't like pickles that much.
Just over Terry's shoulder is a strip of paper asking, "What have you done for justice today?" And above it, someone has shown their enthusiasm for family picnics with some deeply positive graffiti.
Terry, our killer, has been spotted in a warehouse down by the canal.
This likely refers to the Gowanus Canal in southwest Brooklyn.
Do you think? Go Terry.
You can crash on my couch.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you to Certified Sweetheart Francis, as well as Subek and Thierry DML for becoming members. Apologies also to Caspian April McLeod for butchering your name in the last episode. I'll see you in 2 weeks for something a little more old school.
Not a doctor. Shh.